Welcome back. I'm Zanzi. We're doing something special right now. We're talking about all the styling things that get our boxes ticked. Now, an interior designer has the duty to create timeless design, right? Now, today, Dylan Thomaz is in the studio to talk about the pieces that really anchor a room. Now, while statement pieces do stand out, never underestimate the power of the finer details. Now, Dylan, I've got to welcome you to the studio. Obviously, we met back in the building days, right?
Yes,
so you've been doing your thing for a while now, obviously.
Yeah, a little bit.
And possibly had a part to play in the redesign of our studio, but let's talk about the impact of what you've done with small furniture and just like small pieces like a rug as an example that has such a dramatic effect. How are you doing this? And feed me, man. Educate me, because I want to be styling when I walk in my house. So I want to look the part, you know what I mean?
And live the part too, right?
Yes, exactly. Help me out here, man. What's happening?
Totally. So I think let's start with the rugs. I think that's the best place to start. And I think a rug anchors a space. So when you choose a rug, just make sure that it's a good base, it's durable, and it lets the space talk for itself, where you can just start complementing it with like furniture pieces, and it's a really good way to bring color into the space as well. That's a good base.
And when you say color, because I know with a rug, like a lot of people are very conservative with the look when it comes to the color of a rug. You don't want to like walk into a house and it's like, bam, this red carpet kind of jumps at you. But the world of design and style and ergonomics and everything else has changed quite a bit. Can you be risky with your carpet style, or should you kind of keep it neutral to allow more creation of new looks?
It's actually a really good question. So I think with carpets, you can go both. You can go either way. So you can either go very conservative or you can be really bold with it.
Yeah.
But if you go really bold, make sure that the furniture that you add to it is a lot more neutral, so it doesn't really clash. And it lives in a more harmonious way. But if you go for a little bit more textured, which is more neutral, then you can add accent colors from scatter cushions like that to add more color to the space.
As we can see.
Exactly, surrounded by, right?
It really does have a dramatic effect. I mean, the minute I walked into the new studio and this new look, I was like, it had the effect. I was like, wow, like something's changed, but I couldn't really figure out exactly what it is.
Exactly.
It was this entourage effect, so to speak, and then look around and you notice the finer details, like what's happening on the floor right now.
Exactly.
What's the idea behind this one that I'm standing on right now exactly?
This one, again, was a pop of color, which was really nice, but in an understated way. And also the durability, because you guys are on set and there's a lot of people coming onto the set, we wanted it to make sure that the durability is there and it doesn't look tacky, but also just a lot sophisticated.
Side note, well played, because I also did some working out on this.
See, that's exactly because of you.
But it checks the box. It definitely does. No, we talk about rugs, obviously, but it's not just that when we are referring to furniture and redesigning. You're also talking about small furniture, right?
Yeah.
What's the idea behind that?
So small furniture is actually a really good way to update the space where you don't have to break bank, which I think is really important, especially in our economic climate that we're in right now. And the thing about small furniture pieces is they play on texture, which is really important. So like the coffee tables that we have here, the steel and the stone, it's such a simple, sophisticated way to enhance the way you live, and also becomes more functional. So you can move it around. So, you know, like when you're on the couch watching a movie,
I can just bring one over here and chow my food or something.
Precisely. So that's exactly the whole thing about small furniture pieces, where it becomes a lot more ergonomical, practical, and again, the cost price of these is just what it really is to do, is to make it more affordable for a lot more people.
I'm liking where you're going with this, and I must say I love functionality. That's something I prioritize amongst anything else, but it's more important to me when I see that something functional can still look this good.
Exactly.
And I mean, something as basic as a material like steel that looks elegant, it works in the space, and it gives me these ideas of like, why do I not have this in my place? It's so
well. That's
so
a good
cool.
question. Why don't you have this in your place?
Why don't you have this in your place?
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But I think the whole thing is like good design should be accessible to everybody, right?
Yes.
And small furniture pieces makes it accessible for everybody to have it within their space. And I love that idea. Love that concept.
Look, I know I might just throw a curveball here. I know we're talking about tables, talking about the stuff we can see. Is there anything else that you might be able to advise? Maybe me as well, someone that's trying to create a new look. I mean, next year's around the corner, so I mean, it's a new look and a new opportunity to be just reinventing yourself. What else could you add to the realm of small furniture pieces or anything else that can kind of create that pizzazz effect, you know?
Well, the drinks trolley, I think, is a great way to do that.
Okay, all right.
Precisely. So, and I think what's really lovely about the drinks trolley is it's multifaceted. You can move it around. If you have a dinner party, you can move it over to the dinner table, or if you're having people around for a cocktail party, you can just move it around to the living space, and it becomes quite a nice way to interact with people as well, because you can serve from there, and it adds that adds that pizzazz, as you just
I'm
said.
just thinking to myself, imagine I walked in with like a nice, well, actually with a shirt like this on and a tie. Good
You really look
evening.
the part.
Welcome to my humble abode. Drinks, anyone? But it has an elegant feel to it. I mean, we've been on the show having this around as well, and it does create this like sort of homey feel, but at the same time, it just looks good. It looks like practical, and it's not just an ornament.
Again, it goes back to good design being accessible to everybody, right? Just the simplicity of the metal, the size of it, it just is so divine.
Oh, Dylan, man, I can't thank you enough for coming through. You're schooling me, and I think the rest of Mzansi as well, when it comes to redefining your look in the house as well. It's not just about you, but the space you play in.
So important.
And that's what I absolutely love. So thank you so much for today, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Good to see you again.
You too. Now, with a rug and a small piece of furniture, you can change that whole dynamic of your home's interior. Now, why wait for Black Friday to spoil yourself with your favorite rug or coffee table? Why? Because you can get 25% off all rugs and small furnitures at Woolworths if you shop between now, yes, that's right now, and the 29th of November 2021. Now, you can shop this deal in-store, online, and on the app. And, of course, your T's and C's do apply.